There's an epidemic going around. More and more young men are watching and fapping, and they aren't even realizing the consequences of it. I know this sounds kind of funny and, oh look, Adam's talking about fapping, guys, haha. But if you're someone with a little bit of brains, you're probably agreeing that there is something tremendously wrong with what's been going on. I was listening to an Andrew Huberman podcast the other day, and he was basically talking about how more and more young men are starting to fap, and he was breaking down the research about the fact that men don't feel happy from fapping. Men don't feel happy from watching, and actually the science behind it is that men actually have less drive and less will to live when they fap. Their want to commit suicide goes up. Their want to do hard work goes tremendously down, and even their testosterone, this might be a little bit of bro science, which doesn't matter because it's probably the truth since these other things, is their testosterone probably goes down a little bit too. So what are the actual consequences of this? Because if you're like most people, you've probably heard from everyone that, oh, it's normal, it's part of life, hee hee, you know, everyone does it. It's not hee hee, it's not funny. If more and more young men want to kill themselves because of this thing, it's not just, oh hee hee, everyone does it, you know, it's funny and it's natural and it's part of the evolution process or some shit. No, it's not. If we just think back, and I used to say this without even really knowing more knowledge, but now I've been reading more books about evolution and stuff. Alright, it's gonna sound really funny because you've probably been programmed to think that this is all funny, but you wouldn't be able to bust a nut unless you went out and you hunted and you provided for a woman who you would then have kids with. So that would be your motivation. There was no, oh well, I mean, if you can't get a girl, you can just go online and there's a chat website where you can actually pay women to act like they like you. There wasn't any of that. Unless you were a go-getter, unless you went out and you put in the work, you wouldn't be getting any pussy, bro. And this sounds kind of funny, and like I know you're probably laughing right now, like what is this guy talking about, man? This all sounds so funny, and like evolution, not getting pussy, what the fuck is this video about? But think of what I just said. Think of the consequences I just talked about. Less drive, less sex drive, less want to actually go out and meet a real woman, less will to live. What does this all tie into? What do all three of these things tie into? Well, those would be the things you used to need to go get a woman. You'd have to use that energy to go forage, to go hunt. But now, what happens? Man invents technology. And now, well, you can actually see naked girls whenever you want. Just go into Pornhub, just go into X videos. Yeah, there's no need to work hard. All you need to do is type in a few things into your keyboard and whoa, you're there. You fulfilled your purpose easily. But then if that were true, why do men not feel happy from this? Because you know you haven't fulfilled anything. You know your body almost thinks that it's gotten to the final point. But deep down, you know you haven't done anything. So that makes your core, that makes your inner core feel terrible. And you might be wondering why this is the first video I've ever made on this topic. And the main reason this is the first video is because I always thought, you know, it's kind of weird to talk about this stuff, and even right now you're probably a little bit uncomfortable hearing this and you're probably like turning your volume down, like making sure your family's not like listening. But I think the fact that people find it weird to talk about this is the reason why there's literally fucking like 7-year-old boys watching porn. With modern inventions, we've convinced ourselves, look, there's a naked woman in front of us, so we must have fulfilled our purpose. But your brain doesn't know that that woman isn't real. It's just pixels on a screen. The energy you feel towards women can be used one of two ways. You can be like 99%. You can be like 99% of people and be like, okay, I have all this energy, I need to release it. Yeah, that's why. So I'm gonna go watch porn and fap, even though it doesn't even make me feel good. Or you can use that energy, you can use that drive to push you to work harder, to push you to do extra reps in the gym, to push you to get off your ass when you're just laying down not doing anything. Because that's what actually makes you feel happy. If you just think of your evolution, if you just think of your ancestors, that's what would make you feel happy, because that's what it's supposed to be like. There's something going seriously wrong with the world, and more young men have depression, and more young men want to kill themselves. So if you think this video is all funny and you're like, oh ha ha ha, this guy's just saying like some funny stuff and I'm still gonna fap after this because I don't really care, just consider it. Just consider the fact that when you look around, most young men are unhappy. Most young men don't want to live. Most young men barely can get themselves up out of bed in the morning, but they have to because their parents are dragging them and they're like, come on, you gotta go to school or something. And if you feel like you don't have much drive and you feel like, you know, I don't want to do work. It's not, I've made videos on productivity and like, yeah, do something productive first thing in the morning. And I was gonna make a video about productivity before I made this one. But I was just like, no, that stuff won't work. That stuff won't work unless you're using this energy. Because if you're just like 99% of men, those things won't really work. Because if anything, it will actually make you feel worse about yourself. Since you've depleted yourself of all this energy that can be used for so much good, even me telling you this stuff probably makes you feel worse about yourself. Especially for videos about like productivity and stuff, you probably hear those and you're like, oh yeah, that'd be sick to do, but then you never want to do them. And if I compare those two examples of just busting a nut and not even feeling good after, or doing work and using this energy to actually make your life better, you know which one would actually feel better, and you are actually probably getting some excitement of thinking about the second one. Because you know for a fact you don't feel good after. Nobody does. And people make jokes about this and like, haha, you know, the post-nut clarity, and like, they put like a little meme of some guy like staring into the wall and like not feeling good. Like, people think this shit is funny. It's not. Why would that be funny? Why would the fact that you literally feel depressed as f*** after be funny? Why is the fact that so many young men are killing themselves funny? What is funny about this? And I'll give you guys a little quick tip too, just because I want this video to provide you with a lot of value, is say you see a hot girl or something and you know your brain starts going like that and you're like, oh, you know, I'm feeling horny, I should go watch some porn or something. When you start thinking like that, don't immediately go to your desire. Don't take action out of desire. Marcus Aurelius, maybe it was Marcus Aurelius, it was one of the Stoics once said, action out of desire is much worse than action out of pain. Because action out of desire isn't genuine. It's feelings, it's fickle, it's not real. So what you should do instead is when you get that feeling like, oh, there's a hot girl, don't try and suppress your desire. Don't be like, wait, no, don't think about that at all. Simply, almost what David Dita said in the book, The Way of the Superior Man, was breathe the energy through you. Feel her energy, because there's always energy, you know? You wouldn't be feeling the way you feel if there wasn't energy. So feel her energy and breathe it through you. Actually allow it to go through your body, allow it to rejuvenate you, because you need that. If you suppress it, then you'll want to release it more. If you allow it through your body, what David Dita said is if you allow your deepest, darkest desires to be ingrained into your life, you won't really care as much. So that's a really quick tip, is just breathe really deeply and breathe the energy through you. Bring it down to your toes, bring it to your knees. And this will sound really weird to most teenagers and you're probably all laughing right now like, bro, this guy has got to be the weirdest fucking guy I've ever seen. What is this video? Bro, this is so weird. But I assure you, if you try this, you'll actually feel quite good. And you might even notice your confidence, if you wanted to say go up to that girl, will go up. Because your brain won't just be thinking about all this like sexual stuff. You'll more so just be fully present and you'll be breathing deeply, which is also going to help you. Go down and click on the like and subscribe button because it benefits us both, and it also lets me know that you want to see more videos like this one. And be a doer, not a thinker. See ya.